Hello guys, welcome back to yet another video. This is going to be another Dragon Ball Super dub video. Yes, I will cover the movie stuff soon. I just want to sort of have a bit more variety on the channel, so I'm going to discuss the Dragon Ball Super movie as well. But for right now, I want to talk about Dragon Ball Super episode 61 of the English dub, as it's going to air in a few hours on Toonami. Today is the day that it will be, airing episode 61. Now, there's two important scenes in episode 61. First things first, we have the Super Saiyan Rage Trunks. Now, that's very important, and that's basically going to be the crux of this video, is basically me talking about my thoughts regarding that. I've already done my initial impressions of the preview that showcases, episode 61 footage, so I'll leave that down in the description below, and I also talk about Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, but I want to talk about it in, more detail here, and what I don't want happening to it. And the other scene is obviously Goku getting mad because he learns that Zamasu killed Chi-Chi and Goten in another timeline. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that too much here, but Super Saiyan Rage. I've already talked about it, but I want to make one thing clear. I do not want Funimation to explain Super Saiyan Rage in episode 61 of Dragon Ball Super. That is all. I don't want Funimation explaining it because Super Saiyan Rage is basically just a Super Saiyan transformation, unique to Trunks at the time of this recording. But yeah, it's exclusive to Trunks and it's triggered through intense rage. Sounds very similar to Gohan, and I agree. Like, Super Saiyan Rage, Super Saiyan Akari, Super Saiyan Anger, Super Saiyan Anger, whatever you want to, pronounce it, or call it, or name it as. It's triggered through rage, obviously. The word Akari means rage or anger, and it is exclusive to Trunks, and it's been shown off in Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Heroes, and, stuff like that. That's it. Oh, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse, the DLC packs and whatnot, but that's basically it. That's all we know about Super Saiyan Rage. I was going to say Rosé, but yeah, Super Saiyan Rage, and yeah, that's all we know, and that's all we should know, and I don't want the dub. I don't think this is going to happen, but I'm just making it crystal clear. I don't want Dragon Ball Super, the English dub, to explain it because, it needs to be a faithful adaptation, and, a way to make it a faithful adaptation is not to screw with things and add extra layers that don't exist with the dub explaining stuff. And Super Saiyan Rage, that might happen. Probably not, but it could happen. Sean Schemmel was talking about in his, Reddit AMA, the famous, infamous Reddit AMA that he, was partaken in with Chris Sabat, and he basically talked about how Super Saiyan Rose, Rose I should say, not Rose, Rose, how, that, and has a British accent because Zamasu, he's becoming more like Zamasu and stuff, and all of this headcanon. And I find, I was talking with Cal from Cal's Kingdom. We made a whole 20-minute video on the Super Saiyan Rosé voice, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but I'm just going to say, like, in that AMA, if that's, Sean Schemmel's way of getting into character and sort of getting into that, British Rosé voice is, it's sort of, allowing him to just, think, okay, this is Rose, this is him basically turning into Zamasu as his little, headcanon to get into character, that's fine, but his headcanon, his thought process shouldn't belong in official scripts. And luckily it hasn't bled in at all, but I don't want that happening in the official Dragon Ball Super dub, because this is not, this is not a video game, this is not Xenoverse. This is an official dub, and we should treat it like such. We shouldn't explain stuff that doesn't exist. And while that didn't happen with Super Saiyan Rosé, I am wary that it might happen with, Rage. All we know, again, like I said, is, it's triggered through anger, and it's exclusive to Trunks. If the dub mentioned something like that, I wouldn't be so, outraged. I mean, I wouldn't be outraged anyway, it's a cartoon, but anyway, like, yeah, I wouldn't be disappointed because that's all we know. So, yeah, I don't know, I don't want them to take too many liberties with this, and yeah, so what do you guys think in the comments? I really want to hear what you guys have to say regarding just, like, dubs and, them explaining stuff that doesn't really need to be explained. This happened a lot in the old Dragon Ball Z Funimation dub, is that they tried to explain things that didn't need an explanation, or they tried to tweak things to suit their sort of agenda. One example is, of course, the old, I am the hope of the universe, I am, I am truth, that sort of stuff. Try to make it more Americanized. And while that's not, Funimation's agenda anymore, that's a whole another video, by the way, talking about Barry Watson and, the producers at Funimation at the time, changing stuff to try to Americanize it. But yeah, I just don't want that being explained, and I don't want there to be any false, misinformation or explanations regarding this. But now, Funimation is a smart company now. So yeah, I'm sure they'll handle Super Saiyan Rage with care, not, overly explain it and stuff like that. Because we know very little about it, even now, when it's been in Dragon Ball Heroes and stuff like that. I think actually, if I recall correctly, Dragon Ball Heroes was the first time we've actually heard, Super Saiyan Rage as a name, Super Saiyan Akari, Super Saiyajin Akari, as the Japanese would say. But yeah, I think that's it, if I recall correctly. But anyway, yeah, Super Saiyan Rage, I just don't want it to be ruined, because it's such a cool transformation sequence, and even though it's kind of annoying seeing Super Saiyan Rosage with, did I say Super Saiyan Rosage? Like a combination between Super Saiyan Rose and Super Saiyan Rage? Holy shit, that's badass, man. Type in hashtag Super Saiyan Rosage in the comments. That's badass. I think I made up a new term. Yeah, if Toei is hiring, man, let me design Super Saiyan Rosage. That's awesome. But anyway, I mean, yeah. So where was I? What was I talking about again? But yeah, like Super Saiyan Rage, I hope that, it gets handled carefully, because it's such a cool transformation. And yes, it gets kind of ruined with the Trunks Genki Dama stuff, where he, gets a spirit sword and he chops down Zamasu with it, and then he, transcends into the sky and whatnot and starts like polluting the sky. That's an awesome sequence, by the way. But that's either here nor there. I'm still laughing at my new form I just created. But anyway, yeah, and Eric Vale, he's going to smash it out. He's going to just nail it, knock it out of the park, whatever you want to call it. And I have very high hopes for this transformation sequence, but I'm very, cautious that they don't over-explain it. So my message is, do not explain Super Saiyan Rage. Do not explain it. But anyway, that's going to do it for me. Please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Also, what do you think on, the Super Saiyan Rage, dub? What do you think's going to happen? Do you think Eric Vale's going to do a great job? I think he's just going to do a tremendous job, man, because Eric Vale, he was kind of off in Xenoverse, but I just equate that to the kind of meh direction, lack thereof, direction of the Xenoverse series of games. So I think his kind of input in that game was kind of muddled due to the direction. But no, honestly, he's a really talented voice actor, and his scenes with Colin Clinkenbeard and Mai in particular are just, fantastic stuff, especially like the emotional scenes in episode 47. I think they just nailed it, and it's been getting better ever since. So Eric Vale, I think, is going to do a great job with Super Saiyan Rage and just, his screaming, because, as I said in many videos, man, Funimation's claim to fame is the screaming, is the powering up. So I hope to see some great stuff. I just don't want them to explain Super Saiyan Rage because, yeah, I mean, it's not in the original Japanese, and they don't need to add layers to characters that don't need layers. It's kind of like, well, transformations, in this case, but you know what I mean. They shouldn't add stuff just to add stuff. They shouldn't, have Goku being a superhero, even though he's not a superhero. You know what I'm saying? I hope I made sense of this, and hashtag Super Saiyan Rosage. That's tremendous. I can't believe I fucked that one up. But anyway, guys, what do you guys think? As I've said about 100 times now, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and also go check out the Dragon Ball Super English dub playlist on my channel for other Dragon Ball Super videos, relating to this one, including my Super Saiyan Rage English dub breakdown, of the Dragon Ball Super Episode 61 preview. I talk about Rage in that, video a bit. So go check that one out, and also go check out Dragon Ball Super Episode 61 legally, and I have a video about that as well, so if you want to check out the dub legally, and, how to do that, and, just the Japanese version as well, go check that video out. Links are in the description, including the playlist, as I said, and also the preview for Super Saiyan Rage, and all that stuff. So, are you going to tune in to Dragon Ball Super Episode 61? Let me know. That's gonna do it for me, so, yeah. See you guys next time. Take care. As always, goodbye.